The government today said it had nothing to hide but cited national security reasons to tell the Supreme Court that it would not file a detailed affidavit in response to multiple petitions seeking a formal inquiry into the Pegasus spyware scandal. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta told the court statements on this issue cannot be made through affidavits. Filing and then making it public discourse is not possible. We cannot let terrorists know what software is being used. Let's go across to Sukirti for more. In Sukirti, for the moment, the court has reserved its orders.
Well, yes, the Supreme Court has reserved its orders. They are likely to be announced in the next 2 to 3 days. At the same time, the Supreme Court has given liberty to the government that if the government changes its mind, so currently it is refusing to file an affidavit, but if the government changes its mind and decides to file an affidavit on the Pegasus issue, on whether the software was used or not, or what the agencies of the country have to say, then it can approach the Supreme Court. And just to shortly sum up the arguments in court today, the government's lawyer in court, top lawyer in court, the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta said that they cannot make public statements on this issue as it pertains to national security, and whether they use the software or not, that kind of information could be used against this country by terror elements. The Supreme Court on that note added that we have constantly said and are going to reiterate that we are also not going to compel you to get into something that is going to hamper national security or national interests. But what we have been constantly saying is that there are phones of individuals. They claim they have been hacked. So what do the agencies in this country which have the powers of interception have to say on that? Did they authorize this kind of interception or they did not? So that's what the Supreme Court said as far as the lawyers for the petitioners are concerned, who were representing various journalists in court. They said that this way, the kind of intrusion of privacy that has taken place, it is an assault on democracy. We simply want the government to say whether they use the software or not. We also don't want national security to be hampered. Let the Cabinet Secretary come forward and file his statement on this matter, since they are the overarching authority with this particular issue. So those were the arguments in the entire case. So national security is what the government is citing as the reason for not filing their affidavit. Whether it changes its mind or not, that would be seen only in the next 2 to 3 days.
All right, Sukirti, thanks so much for joining us with that. So that is where the case currently stands. Now, a disclaimer from NDTV. The NSO group, which owns Pegasus, admits that this is spyware. So this is a fact. And they've also said that this is used to hack phones, but says it does business only with governments and government agencies. The Israeli company says it does not corroborate the list of potential targets that have been reported by media companies around the world. Remember, thousands of numbers were released by media around the world of potential targets. The Indian government, on its part, has said there is no substance to the reports of Pegasus being used by it against opposition leaders, journalists and others. NDTV cannot independently verify the authenticity of the list of those who were supposedly targeted.